Hello, dudes and dudettes. Welcome. Today I'm just gonna be ranting. You probably already seen the title. You probably seen the thumbnail too. Welcome to my inner mind. I forgot what I named this. It was a long time ago. We're gonna be talking about, Call of Duty Zombies at the moment, and what are my thoughts for what we have currently, and of course, what there is to expect for Black Ops 6. Now, I'm not doing this with any script, so I'm sorry if I ramble on. But again, this is a rant, so I'm gonna be yapping. So if you don't want me to see me yap or whatever, click off the video. I'll give you 2.5 seconds. Alright, done. Okay, cool. So with that, oh boy, where would it begin? I guess we should just mostly talk about maybe one of my thoughts, like on Black Ops 6, because there's really not a lot to come in, and most of it's going to be referencing old CODs. So Black Ops 6, I think it's going to fail. Let me clarify. So I have a little, I guess, golden rule thumb where I, judge the game where the difference between something on disc and something for its long run. So like post versus pre. Now I believe, this is what I'm gonna believe. Pre Black Ops 6, maybe early bits of season 1, 2, is going to be great. It's going to have everything we want, maybe some changes from here and there, but it's going to be something we're familiar to and something that's going to help cater to the new and the hardcore players. Especially because, round-based is coming back, so you can have more freedom than just having to be locked on the timer or do a specific objective in a specific way and not just doing something in your own way. Now, I believe it's going to fail in the long run because, I'm just going to be honest, we've seen that a lot in CODs. And now let me elaborate on that. So let's take it back all the way to Black Ops 4. Yes, Black Ops 4, 2018, October. I got the game, I pre-ordered it, it was amazing, I loved it. But then, the crashing failed and all that, and of course, studios were bugging. Seasons were either delayed or not as received well, and of course, and again, I'm mostly going to be focusing on the zombies here. I might dabble a bit on the multiplayer side and Warzone, but mostly we're going to be talking about zombies since that's what I like to do mostly. And here's the deal. When it came to the zombies, don't get me wrong, we had some good maps over there, some, not a lot, but it was the time management that really screwed it over. And matters worse is it causes one of our biggest directors, Jimmy Valinsky, back in, Black Ops 2, when his magnum opus was just straight shattered and all that. But we ending up losing Jason Blundell, the guy who helped us make Mom the Dead, Origins, all of Black Ops 3, brought us Zombie Chronicles, and of course, brought us some of the beginning maps for Black Ops 4. Now, I'm not going to try and get no controversy of why he left or anything like that. I'm just going to say Activision, so there you go for some of y'all. But one of the biggest deals that I have to address is they didn't really, listen too much to the community. They tried to go their own route. And we've seen it with past CODs where when they did that, it failed. For example, Modern Warfare 2. They didn't listen to the community. It received a lot of backlash. And now only Modern Warfare 3, which did have some community stuff, but obviously, some things to make sure they don't do that. That ended up fixing, almost like putting a Band-Aid on an already ripped Band-Aid wound or whatever. But overall, when it came to the management behind the games, it lacked. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have Black Ops 4, if you want to know how bad it was, if you actually, right now, log on to Black Ops 4 and you look at the store and go to the Season Pass bundle stuff, you'll actually see there were 2 squares emptied out because thanks to what's happening over Treyarch and everything, because I'm going to say this right now, I have a grand rule of thumb of something from disc to post-launch, aka the long run. And I believe post-launch is always going to be good, but it's always going to be the long run that's going to make the game fail. And I can actually see that happening big time with the new CODs. So thanks to something that's been caught up on something that people wanted to do and not trying to get things for pretty much make their actual content, or maybe missing some deadlines and all that, or not giving enough time for people to make the stuff that are just straight out of nowhere incursions and basic maneuvers. Black Ops 4 ending up missing out on 2 big map packs, so their game's life cycle was ended very, very shortly, which really blowed. And what was worse, it's still happening. When Modern Warfare was pretty much around its end, when they released Warzone, they decided to extend it by only having Warzone be the main COD. So it completely kicked away Modern Warfare 19, which was received very well, and I liked the game too. But thanks to what, I don't know if it was Activision or Sledgehammer's deal, but they caused them to pretty much kick the bucket. And now, when you log on like to Modern Warfare 19 or whatever, it's just gonna be Warzone stuff. I mean, now I'm pretty sure it's gone, so it's back to 19. But you're gonna see things that are from Warzone, from the extra weapons, mastery camos, hackers, all of that jazz. And what makes matters worse is because when Cold War came around, which had a lot of controversy already, I'm not gonna bother dabbling into that. When Cold War came out, same thing. And then when Vanguard was especially it. And then finally, Modern Warfare 2, and then Modern Warfare 3. It's DLC. Time, quota, whatever, it wasn't hitting the mark. And here's where I come to my point. The issue that I'm having is, again, my rule of thumb here, but also is because I'm afraid Black Ops 6 is next in that line. The whole like, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. This one is a fool me 5 times, you're fucking done. Because this has happened so many times to the point where a bunch, especially with Treyarch and Sledgehammer, they've been literally retconned so much. With Black Ops 4, or for Treyarch, Black Ops 4, Cold War, Vanguard, and Modern Warfare 3. For Sledgehammer, it was Vanguard, or actually, ironically, Cold War, Vanguard, I believe, and I guess Modern Warfare 3 too. I believe they also have some correlation with Modern Warfare 2, but besides that, it was real bad. And again, I just want to mostly focus on the zombies bit. So I'm going to say this right now for gameplay. I think it's going to be fine, personally. Now, here's the thing I will say, I'm not going to be a fan of the Gobblegum system. Because here's why. So, for people who've never played Black Ops 3, or maybe, I guess, Black Ops 4 too, they kind of had a system like that, or actually even Infinite Warfare. Really anything that has some sort of Gobblegum system. Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare 4, or Black Ops 4, I don't know, maybe even World War 2 Zombies. I haven't played that, but the deal that they had was you would do this gambling like supply drop system to get gums, and they completely changed the game, which adds a new replayability. Some of them are for free, while some of them are behind a paywall. Now, frankly, there are a lot of methods, even glitches to get free liquid diviniums, or if you're a rich boy like Richie Rich, you can go and just buy yourself a shit ton of COD points to buy and gamble. Now, when it came to the supply drop system that we have now being bundles, I'm going to be honest, they're kind of a bit of a scam. Some of them are just very, very expensive. One of them I can say, for example, would be the King Kong bundles, where if you get all of them, you get a melee skin. Okay, I say skin. I don't think any of the melee weapons really have an actual, like, I mean, maybe like performance for like the dexterity and all that, but for actual damage, they all gonna do the same. But that's practically it. So this fist that you get, which I believe you have to spend like over $100 to get, you're spending over $100 on skins and small camos with small little tracer rounds, only just to get a glove. A fucking glove. You can get a sledgehammer right now. You can get a fucking lightsaber from another bundle. But no, you decided to spend over like 3 Call of Duty games just to get a fucking glove. I'm afraid the Gobblegum system's going to be like that too. And we're already seeing it with the Vault Edition, where if you spend about $100, or if you already pre-ordered Black Ops 6, spend $30 to get Gobblegums. Here's my issue right now. I don't think this is a good idea. Now, I'm not saying we need to go back to the whole gambling system. I'm afraid with how, because there are certain Gobblegums, and as we saw with the elixirs, some of the good classic gobblegums were straight rewritten to be, under a paywall. And I don't want that, especially because who knows what's going to happen. And knowing now because for people who don't know, the bundles system has gone terrible where people are, getting mad at it, where they're doing more effort on the bundles and the microtransactions than they are to the actual game. And there's apparently even rumors, I don't know if it's true, I don't really look forward into that stuff, but it turns out that even bundles have some effect on skill-based matchmaking. And to make it worse for the gobblegum system, I'm afraid with like the most powerful gobblegums, if you basically spend more money on the bundles or on vault editions or whatever that's going to be behind a big huge paywall, I'm afraid you're going to like pretty much get even more debt than you do with the other stuff. And I'm like, again, frankly, obviously they're gonna have a way so you can just get free gobblegums and all that. They're probably gonna add like a new machine or whatever. It could be like, in this case, Dr. Peck's wacky wonderland of Willy Wonka bullshit and more shit, something like that. But one of the biggest issues that's going to be in there is its content of how you can get to it. Maybe they might do it for like, say, how they did with the Dark Crystals or whatever, the Ethereum Crystals in Black Ops Cold War, where as for every time you hit a milestone, you get a liquid divinium or something like that. Or they'll have where there'll be daily challenges and you can get whatever from there, or just simply leveling up. Either way, I'm not really excited for this because I'm just curious on how they're going to do with the pace system. I'm afraid they're going to do. And again, this was my big issue with like Modern Warfare Zombies, where I'm going to be honest, there's really no point in going for the schematics, no point of doing the Easter eggs, when you can literally just get everything done in one go. Like, for example, in Modern Warfare Zombies, right now, as we speak, if you go into the Tier 3 zone and go to where you would do the Season 3 Reloaded Easter egg, if you don't have any of the items to sacrifice or whatever that's needed for the quest, you could just go in there and do the soul box, and guess what it gives you? It gives you like, 5,000 points, legendary ether tool, and a free tier 3 packed crystal. That's right, not an instant pack, a crystal. So that means you can save it or put it for somewhere else, or you can just straight give it to someone. And there's 3 of them. And if you're fast enough, like using the Scorcher or any means necessary, you can go out of your way and just get free points, free pack, and OP weapons without even lifting a fucking pinky. It's insane. And don't get me wrong, too, other than that, you also have, the free challenges, the season pass, and of course, bundles. And bundles, oh my gosh, bundles, they also have you where you can have extra characters, extra guns, wonder weapons, loot. What's ironic, too, when I say this, if you were playing, I guess, during its launch, where everything was very lackluster, if you participated in those days and you played a certain enough, whatever, which I did, sadly, you actually get a big, huge reward of having 3 sets of everything that's overpowered. Epic ether tools, the legendary ether tools, refined, and flawless crystals, and every single wonder weapon, including the VR11, which at the time, we couldn't get a schematic of, because this was, I believe, around Season 1 Reloaded. And we didn't get anything yet until, like, the next month. Yeah, that's pretty insane, but it is bad. So where does that lead me with Cold War? Or not Cold War. Where does that lead me off with Modern Warfare Zombies? Well, Gobblegum system, I feel like it's going to be a bit flawed. The maps are going to be fine. One's just like a transit reimagined. The other one is story quest driven, yada yada. I'm happy. Again, for me, I'm just going to say it right now, I'm going to rate the game like maybe like a 7.5. 7.5 out of 10. Because it's going to have everything we want. It's going to have the things that we wished we had. But I don't think it's going to be executed correctly. Now, again, this is going to be on disc. It's probably going to be different from when we get the long run. Maybe the long run, they're going to tune some things. But again, only time will tell. Now, one of my big negative, or no, we already were negative. Let's talk about the positives. I apologize. Again, I yap. So let's talk about the overall goodness that we got. So, I'm going to say this right now. I'm so happy we got a fixed crew. I know we're probably not going to get one for the other one. It's just going to be like random survivors, or maybe in this case operators. But for the map Terminus, which is the map that was, I guess you could say, teased in both the Forsaken cutscene and of course the little bits of trailers and snippets from the direct. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm excited for Fig's crew. I'm definitely gonna play as Carver a lot. I'm gonna main him mostly, and of course, again, this is gonna be the big one. And this one, I want people to actually take this in perspective. I think the zombies is gonna look good because of Modern Warfare 3. Now, again, taking my perspective, and I guess you could say this is coping too, but I think I know why Modern Warfare Zombies existed. Sure, it was probably just a content filler, but I think it was also more of like a playground. So let me get you in this mindset so you know what I'm trying to think of here. So that way, sympathetic or whatever, sympathy, empathy, all that shit. I almost did an Eminem verse there. The idea is that when when Vanguard Zombies came out, Treyarch was pulled in. They did not know how to work this engine. It was the 2019 engine. Nothing was worked out or anything. And what was funny is in this engine, around, I guess, Season 2, when everything was flawed, Sledgehammer just dropped the game. They completely forgot about it. They went to work on something else, if not work on Warzone only. And get this, Treyarch stepped in, and it became more of a Treyarch game. So they got to have all the fingers pointing at them, like the opening, or like the opening, I guess, posters or whatever for John Wick, with all the guns pointing at him. So with that, they ended up refurbishing everything, and that's where they learned, and that's how they managed to make the round-based maps. But then Modern Warfare Zombies came out, and this is what I like to think Modern Warfare Zombies is. It's a playground for Treyarch. And I think it makes sense for that, because they try to drop in a lot of content, because for me it makes sense. Think about it. So when the zombies came out, for one, this was their experimentations. They did not know what to do. So they experimented with, the cutscenes, missions, different side missions, and why there's only specific types of contracts in there. Why they won't update it is because it's for them like a little tease, like say like an appetizer. The contracts is the appetizer, their stories and Easter eggs are their main course, and of course, the overall gameplay mechanics is the dessert. And then when Season 1 came out, that's when they went full on, and that's when we got like, okay, what happens when they do certain missions in the middle of the game, not just a dedicated game, or dedicated specific match. How about we have it like it's in the middle, or obviously the certain events, and of course the big worldwide Easter egg. And when we reached down and said, hey, some of the stuff isn't working, they came and fixed that. They apologized and everything. And now look what happened. Now it's fixed for the rest of the Dark Ether rifts. And that's why. And I think that's when they believe everything was good. Even having hidden Easter eggs that would work for an aftermatch game, to where the game was just straight close afterward. It worked too. And that's when all right, we test out the servers. We test out the zombies, wonder weapons, Easter eggs, everything. I believe it's time we make a Cold War 2. Black Ops 6 zombies, here we come. And it was right there. I believe that Modern Warfare Zombies is more of their playground. And now since, and I'm not saying they ditched it. I'm saying, because they're still having to try to work on it. They got I believe it's Hyman that's working on this. They have the main devs, like the main people behind Zombies, work on this, just so that way they can be ready for the next COD. So think is like this: Modern Warfare Zombies is a time-wasting game, if not more like a teaser of what we're going to get. So obviously remove the Omni movement system that we're getting for Black Ops 6, and remove some of the round-based stuff. That's what we're getting with Modern Warfare Zombies. And then add those stuff, and boom, that's Black Ops 6. So we have some good potential Easter eggs. We have some good potential story stuff. Down for it. And that's my big positive. And that's why I'm in this mindset. Again, you could call it copium if you want, but I'm in this mindset to where Black Ops 6, or not Black Ops, Modern Warfare Zombies is like this playground. And thanks to what Modern Warfare Zombies offered us, or offered Treyarch mostly, That's what's going to help them make Black Ops 6. And really, that's all I have to say for that. Now, going forward with Black Ops 6, I mean, I'm going to say this right now. I pre-ordered the game. So if you haven't, for people who are for some reason watching this, and then if you are here, thank you very much. I appreciate for you to take your time out just to hear me yap about things. And if you want me to yap more about things, let me know in the comment section. But for people who haven't pre-ordered Black Ops 6 yet, don't pre-order yet. I have done it, and I will be streaming and maybe uploading some stuff like highlights on YouTube, and I'll let you guys know if it's worth to buy it or not. And of course, there's other YouTubers doing it: Noah J, Mr. Waffles, maybe even Mr. T Lexify. Obviously, the people who like to suck Warzone's dick, they're going to definitely be like, yeah, buy. Sorry, was that too aggressive? So I'm gonna do that all the time. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm going to be left off. And overall, I guess just to recap, one of my biggest negatives that I'm going to have is going to be the Gobblegum system. I feel like it's going to be flawed. One of my biggest concerns is its time management, because thanks to what we have, and of course ironically a streak going on, I think at this point it's a 5 kill streak now. I'm afraid that Black Ops 6 is going to be on the 6th. Ironically, Black Ops 6 kill streak. Illuminati confirmed. I put on my tinfoil hat, will I? But yeah, no, my biggest concern is going to be the time and management, because people, I'm going to be straight honest with y'all, the past Call of Duties we had, even Cold War, sucked big time. Even if it's a Modern Warfare 19, it was all because of time constraints. And then finally, my big number one positive is it's going to be a big refresh with the big practices and usage of both, I guess, bits of Vanguard, but not really, but mostly with Modern Warfare 3 and its engine, and of course how they articulated the zombies. I'm happy to say that I believe for zombies alone, there might be a glint of hope here. Campaign, I feel like campaign's going to be phenomenal for one. Just, I guess, sprinkle of Parmesan cheese or whatever. Or the sprinkles for your sundae. Campaign is just going to be like another version of the Cold Wars campaign. If you never played Cold Wars campaign, play it. It's not too long, but it's not too short either. It's like a medium. It's like a 4 or 5, maybe 6 hour campaign. It's a real nice campaign. The overall multiplayer is nice and still like its own arcade feel. And this time, instead of having a classic feel like how they usually do, since everything will be on, the engine that Infinity Ward made, and I believe Sledgehammer 2, and Raven Software, they will be more, I guess, some of the real Milsim stuff. So for you weeaboos out there that like that one little grain of scratch that's on a 769 caliber, or that 50 BMG, a long bullet, and you're like, oh, look, it has a red tip, so you know it's a heavy hitter round for armor, or I don't know, anything like that, or ray gun, it shoots green and not blue, then yeah, no, you're probably gonna like this game then. You're gonna definitely like it. But that's pretty much all I have to say. If you want me to make more of these yapping videos or whatever, then definitely hit the like button. Let me know what you guys want me to yap. What are my thoughts on? And with that, I hope you guys have a good day, have a good night, good evening, and you dudes and dudettes, have a good evening at that too. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Later.